So I'm going to just go over some accuracy results that I have for my BCL-102 so far. Everything's still in the works. I'm going to have to do some hand loads to figure it out. I used some old hand loads, and then I tried some factory ammo today. The old hand loads are at the bottom of this pile, so we'll start with the factory ammo I tested today. This is the best group I've gotten so far, 1.5 inches from Hornady Superformance 150 grain SST. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I'd say the human error in these groups is probably somewhere between half and a quarter MOA, so I think it's pretty safe to assume for every group you could probably subtract a quarter MOA for human error for me, because as I was shooting, those crosshairs are never perfectly still, so I was just wandering just a little bit, about a quarter MOA around in the middle there. Okay. All the shots, it was mildly windy today, about 18 degrees, overcast. I shot from a warm barrel, so I never let the barrel cool down all the way, just made it so it was lukewarm and then shot groups. So probably wait a few minutes in between groups. Okay. So, it's the best group. Let's go through some of the other ones with that ammo. So again, not too shabby, about 2 inches. A little bit under 2 inches, and then a little over 2 inches. This is the same ammo. And then we move into the Hornady Match 168 grain bowtail hollow points. They didn't shoot quite as well, but they showed some potential. So that guy's a little bit of a flyer outside the group, so that's 2.44 with the flyer, and then it's 1.2 inches with those 4 rounds. So that shows a little bit of potential to me. If we move down, 2.23 inch group. This is the same stuff, 2.95 inch group, not a very good group. And then we're still there, 2.2 inch group, not the best. And then we got into the Federal Premium 165 grain Sierra Game King bowtail soft points. They did not shoot all that well, and I was hoping they would because they worked for someone else and they managed to get, I believe it was like a around 1 MOA group with it. I didn't get those results. And like I said, when my shots went off, it was kind of somewhere in where my finger is here. It wasn't going all over the place like this. I've been trained in precision shooting. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in it, but I'm not a newbie to precision shooting, so these should be good shots. So I guess my rifle doesn't like this stuff. So there's a 2 inch group, not too bad. 3 inches again. 3 inches roughly, 0.8 inches. And then we get into Hornady Precision Hunter. Someone also got about a 1 inch group with this stuff. I couldn't do it, and I was, like I said, I was doing my part for the most part. Like besides that quarter MOA wander in the center of the target. So I was getting roughly 2.5 inch groups with this ammo mostly. These 3 were nice. This is Norinco ammo, 5 rounds. I got a better group that I'll show you later with 10 rounds. I think it was about 3 inches. That was from a couple days ago. This is Hertenberger, 10 rounds, 4.8 inches if you just include this, and then if you include this one flyer, it's 7.1. So not bad for surplus. That's fine. It's acceptable for me. Okay, so now we're into my groups from a couple days ago with some old reloads I had laying around that I made. These were all minimum loads, so with H4895 powder and CCI primers, and then just assorted brass types. All 308 caliber though, no 7.62 by 51 brass in there. So the first 3 shots, I remember this group well because I remember shooting the first 3 shots. I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. And then those 2 opened up the group, and I was like, damn it. Oh well, 1.8 or 1.9 really. Not too shabby. This is from a different group, in case you're wondering. Okay. Okay. So 2.5 for 165 grain reloads, and these are Hornady SSTs I was using for that reload. And then this group is part of this group. Goes something like that ish. Oh no, it goes over here like this. So that's 180 grain. Really didn't like 180 grain. So that's 5.2 inch. Here, 168 Winchester ballistic silver tip. So this is factory ammo that I just had laying around. I only had 3 rounds of it though, so I shot that, see what it did. 2.3 inches, nothing fancy. 165 grain reloads again, so showing a little bit of promise in the 160 range. 160 to 170 range. 2.4 inches, nothing down there. And then 165 again, 1.9 inches, so that's pretty good. And then I got 2 bullets almost in the same hole there, so that's good. Here's 150 grain reloads, not a very good group compared to the other one. 2 bullets in 1 hole though, if you look there. 180 grain reloads, probably the best group from that 180 grain if I remember correctly. And then 3.1 inches for 10 rounds of Norinco. It's performing just as good as the factory ammo there. More 150 grain, that's 2.3 inches, and again, most of them fall pretty close. There's usually just one that kind of, 180 grain again, it's a terrible group. 180 grain, terrible group. Okay. And you'll notice, there's about, I think, how many rounds is this? I think this was a 10 round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There could be a 10th one in one of these holes. So yeah, this is a 10 round group of 5 inches. The 180 grain stuff. I think I was just trying to get rid of it at that point. There's oil on my desk for me cleaning the gun. Well, let's clean that up. Anyway, so there is some accuracy potential with these. Especially the 150s are performing the best so far, so I'm going to try to do some 150s and maybe some I do love the 165 grain Hornady SSTs because they're relatively cheap compared to most 160-ish grain ammo that's the same quality, like bullet-wise. So I'm probably going to try to make that work and do some loads for the 165 and see what happens with that. I'll be trying some 168s as well. And 150, so we'll see what happens. I'll do some loads. Probably won't be for a couple months because I'm kind of strapped for cash right now. I'm just starting school again, but once that happens, I'll post my results. Thanks for watching, guys. Driller out.